Hi, welcome to the mix room. This is Dami. In today's video, I'm going to basically show you how to organize your files, color coding your files in Pro Tools. Let's get started. I just imported all of these different tracks here. Usually sometimes from the waveform you can tell what is what, but most times you are depending really on how the producer labeled the track. So naming convention is good. As a mixer, I don't want to sit here looking at the waveform and having to play it before I know what the sound is. Sometimes you would have to do that, but the name should basically tell you exactly what things are. All right, so let's go. I can see here, this is called BD. Kick in, kick sample, kick parallel, and kick out. So that looks to me like these are kick drums. Okay, so I'm gonna double click on the left side here. With the default color is blue, so I'm gonna change that to my kick color, which is this. So I see a few bass tracks right here: bass amp, bass DI, bass OD. I don't know what that is. Bass OD dub, bass sans. That's a lot of bass. Double click that again and then change the color. So I see this T2 here and I assume that T2 means toms. So I'm gonna solo that quickly to hear it. All right, so that's the toms. All right, so I'm just gonna bring it down here for now. All right, so let's move on. So we have some of the drums part already, and then we have the bass guitar. So bridge synth, bridge voice, right? Let's just solo that. So this is bridge voice, hook. So all of these are vocals right here. Even this too looks like a vocal. So I'm just kind of going down. Sometimes I will go find the rest of the drums, but because this is named very well, I can easily just begin to change the colors while I'm still at this the top section right here. So that looks like vocals. Just for now, I'll change the color to match the pink purple color that I use. All right, I see some vocals right here too. Voc 1, so I'm just gonna change the colors for those. And as you can see, I won't say I'm almost done. There's still a lot more. Tasty. Let's hear what that is. Sounds like guitars. Yes, okay. Change that quickly, those two to orange. I'm gonna rearrange things later, but for now, the moment I know what these things are, it's easier to arrange. Drum parallel. I'll actually listen to that. Okay, yeah. So drum parallel. This is a clean guitar right here. Guitar right here. Okay, 4 guitars in a row. So we change those two to orange. Hi-hat, drums. I'm just gonna move it here and change the color. All right, let's keep going. Intro synth, low synth, middle guitar. Move the middle guitar up here. Change the color. For like synth, I use different shades of green. That's just what I do. Piano and all that. So we have overhead here, and then we over another overhead track in here. That's drums. So gonna change. This is very necessary, guys. Color coding will help you find things easily. Like your brain would not have to work overtime. Let's solo that. Maybe voices. Okay, so just quickly change the color. All right, let's move on. Synth, room. Okay, 2 room tracks right there. That's definitely drums. Reverse splash. I'll put that in the drums folder as well, or color code. Okay, now this is snare drum, snare bottom, snare parallel, snare reverse, snare sample. All right, so Let's move this up here. Now we're getting somewhere. All right, so now things are making sense. I can easily spot the drum track. Now they're up here. Okay, so we only have these guys left. So T1, T1 intro, T2, T3, a lot and lot of Tom's track. Yeah, it's a Tom's track, right? So change it to yellow. Synth needs to be here with this guy. Change it to one of the green colors. Pre-guitar, orange. Trippy synth. Okay, synth is green. These are vocal tracks here. I think I know that, so I'm just gonna change them for now. Verse, synth, green. Vox, BV1, BV2. So these are vocals. Change it. And then verse tasty 2. I think these are guitars. Okay. And then last but not the least, verse vox. So this is probably lead vocal. That's it. Done. Well, not done, but I'm done color coding things. So without having to look at the names, I can easily just move things around. So I'm gonna grab my bass track. I like to have that as the first thing. Why? Because it's closer to the kick drum. So I reference the kick and bass side by side. So bass, kick. We have these toms that have not been color coded yet. Now, nothing has been routed. All this is just going to like a mix bus right now. Synth, change this color. There you go. Okay. All right, so I have bass, drums. There are no percussions in here, so we'll skip that, and then I'll move to the guitars. So that comes right after the drums. Okay. Now I'm just working on the groups right now. Later on, we'll then work on individual. How did I miss this guy? So this is what. Oh. Let me solo this. Okay, this is guitar right here. I'm gonna move it up here. Change the color. Okay. And these guys are synth. I can see synth left, synth right. So because they're unique, I'll change their color, but still in the green family right there. All right, bring all these vocals, just drag them down here. Intro synth, move it up to where the other green stuff are. Drum, maybe here. Okay. Bunch of one-offs here, so I'm gonna move the guitars. I'm just gonna copy these guys too, paste it here. All right, and then move the guitars here. Okay. Yeah, all these are definitely vocals. Sounds like this is the lead vocal. So I love to have the lead vocal obviously at the top, the first things, and then background vocals down. Okay, so that's it about color code now, and also arrangement. But depending on how you like to work too, I obviously want to have my kick drum first and then snare drum. So we have kick in here, which is bass drum. So I'm gonna go look for the snare drums. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and move that right after the kick drum, and then hi-hat. And then next is after the hi-hat, I love to have the toms. So I'm gonna go look for all the toms accordingly too. So it has to be T1, T2, T3, and if there's a fourth one, then that's fine. So that goes in after the hi-hat. We're not done. So overhead next. So all these other ones are just doing coming in and out. Do we have a room? We don't have a room. So let's listen to this drum parallel, right? And then there's this overhead duplicate here. I'm guessing this is like crash. Okay, yeah. Oh, and then there's a room mic. So I'll push that after the overheads. All right, and then the guitars are here too. So we are good in terms of arranging. Now, the other good thing that I would do now when you go into the mixing zone is you probably, for a song like this, have to group your bass and send them into one bus before it then goes to your another bus before the master bus or directly to the mix bus. Because why? I would not want to really change the feel of this bass sound. Let's hear it. So imagine if I have to always change the volume of individual tracks, that can lose the intent for the way the bass was comped like this and sent. Now I can do that, depends on the song. If they want more brightness, do it, but it's probably even best, to be honest, sometimes group all of this and send it to a bus. Like, let's see, I'm just gonna put it in one of these bus right here. Maybe not all bass. There you go, bass comp. Okay, so I need to then create a new track. These are all mono bass, so I'll leave it as mono. Call it bass comp. And I'm creating an aux track, not audio track, aux. Now I can leave the bass here. So I can affect all of the bass as one bass while I still have the option to do things individually. Same thing applies, right, for the kick bass drum. And I'll show you just this example, and then so I'm going to hold Alt and Shift. Two things I can do. I can click new track right here. That's what I should have done. So kick, comp, aux input, save. Oh, I created stereo but mono track. That's fine. Okay. Now all of my bass drum goes in here. So that also, and then I can change. What I do sometimes is change the color maybe to some type of bright blue, so I can tell that, okay, these are like groups of instruments. But use the color that works. Sometimes I'm not consistent with my coloring too with this blue one, but the reason I choose blue is because it stands out, so I know that there's a break. Okay, this is the bass. Or sometimes I actually just put my bass here and then kick up here. In between kick and snare, there's another aux channel because I'm routing the snare top, snare bottom. I'm taking them into their own bus. So when I get the sound individually, I can also work on the snare drum, the kick drum as a group. All right, so this is kind of how you want to organize your file. The last thing I'm going to mention is, if you don't know the song that much or you already know it and you don't care, is to use your memory location. So right here, we can just assume literally that this is the chorus. So I will click on I'll just click on a session right there on this timeline and click on the enter button in Pro Tools and just type in chorus, or if you use hook or you use C1, C2, all right, intro, verse. So like, oh, I need to hear what the chorus sounds like. Instead of relying on the waveform, you can easily just know by looking at this where to go. And I believe that there is also I think it's a window, it's a view where you can see your memory location right here. So you can just have this here, and I think once you click on any of this, it takes you back to exactly where you want to be. Do I really use it? No, but it's very handy and very useful. All right, so this is file organization. This is not just a Pro Tools thing. Of course, I'm doing this in Pro Tools, but in other DAWs, you can do this as well. All right, thank you so much, guys, and I hope this was really helpful. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, I appreciate you leaving them in the comment section, and let me know if there are other videos you want me to do. I'll be glad to do that. All right, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.